Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Celebrities. My name is Kimberly Scott. Industry Celebrities is a podcast where I interview industry professionals in any industry and I ask them questions about their industry or their passion. Plus, my guests will share a little advice to their younger self. And if you want to tune into other episodes, you can do so by going to thatkimberly.com/combo to choose which platform you prefer to listen on, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and coming soon, Amazon Alexa. Either way, you can go there and figure out how you want to listen to the podcast. And now that I got that out of the way, I will introduce today's guest, Miss Kristin Hahn. Hello, Miss Kristin.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
Well, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what industry you're in.
So, I am kind of a little on the younger side for the industry. I am in the multifamily industry, so property management, and I'm a traveling leasing manager.
That's fun. Traveling
Yeah,
leasing.
yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been a traveling leasing manager?
So, traveling leasing manager, I actually started a couple of weeks after I got married this past May. So,
Okay.
about 7 months.
And you got started in the industry. You said you're young for the industry. So how long have you been in the industry?
So I started in the industry when I was 20, so about 6 years, give or take. And, we all start out as CIs. So I was right at the entry level for this industry. So I wasn't too far off, but now it's like everywhere I go, somebody in a similar position is always older than me by at least 5, 10 years.
I would like to say for me, when I figured out where I wanted to be in the apartment business, I always say, I wish I would have started, when I was 18 or right out of college. And not everybody, is lucky enough to, find the industry like that. So you just got lucky that
Yeah,
you got to
absolutely.
start off right out of college.
Yeah, my entire career has been nothing but luck. So it's great. It's
I'm sure
great.
there's some skill in there. So what does a traveling leasing manager do?
Sure. So I work with Cardinal Group Management.
Okay.
And basically, what we do, being a part of the travel team, we go to different communities that may need either some help leasing or just some support. Cardinal
Mhm.
Group is a very supportive management company. So if there's a new community manager that needs to be trained, we have zero problem with helping them out with that. So it can really be for a wide range of things. It's always something different.
That's got to be fun, yet a little challenging with travel, but at the same
Yes.
time, always a different experience on a different day, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I love.
So tell us, how did you get your start in the apartment industry?
Well, I actually did not have a home. I was living out of my car. Kind of a weird situation going on with that, but I wanted to move back to school,
Hmm.
and working with an apartment complex was kind of the best of both worlds. So I got a place to live
Hmm.
and I got a job.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, so there were a lot of things leading up to that moment that was just like, wow, this is kind of meant to be, I guess. And I still remember being in Charlotte, North Carolina, getting a phone call telling me that I got the job. And I was so ecstatic, couldn't believe it. And then, 2 weeks later, I think it was, everything was great, got all moved in, the job was fantastic. And I got called into the manager's office. I was like, oh gosh, what's going on? So they said I'd been doing a really good job and they really appreciated it. And they heard where I came from and what my situation was, all of that. And the manager actually handed me a $500 gift card.
Wow.
Um, yeah, for groceries. And I think at that moment, I was like, wow, like there are employers, there are team leaders that actually care.
Yeah.
And, you know, regardless of all the other jobs that I had had before, that moment meant the most to me because it showed that this raggedy 19, 20-year-old kid from Charlotte, North Carolina was worth that. So I think that's kind of what propelled me into wanting to potentially stick with property management.
Oh my gosh, yes. And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely an amazing, the courage to go and apply somewhere, living out of your car. I can't even imagine that, but that is serious strength for you to step up and go and apply anyways. A lot of times people, I feel the stories that I've ever read or seen, that's one of the scariest parts on top of other things that are going on in their lives, I'm sure. But to just get that job and go in there is like, it doesn't matter where I'm from or what my past is or where I'm living. It just matters that I can do the job and do the job well. And you did, and you showed them that. And, it does not surprise me because the multifamily industry is very much family, and they
Yeah.
take care of those that take care of them. So that's awesome to hear
Yeah.
that you had that experience, especially at a time when you really needed that extra umph, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Complete luck. Absolutely.
Well, I think it's a little bit more than luck. However, there was some skill, talent, and some powers, whether it's God or the universe all coming together to make that happen. Definitely
Absolutely.
the right timing and the right supervisor to see
Hmm.
your potential and to understand that everybody needs a little help sometimes. And most of the time, people don't want to ask. So that's the time you
Hmm.
need to actually extend the hand. So
Right.
good for
Absolutely.
them. And good for
Yeah.
you for taking that risk and jumping out there.
Well, thank you. I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, that's awesome. And look where you are now, married and a traveling leasing manager. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a roof over my head.
Yes, I would hope so.
Yep. Yep.
What do you enjoy doing the most about what you do?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I think a huge part of it is the company.
Hmm.
So I really am in love with the company that I work with. Has a fantastic culture that's very unwavering. It's really second to none. They've been voted, the best place to work in multifamily. And it's super easy to see why. Everybody's just, either high energy or very supportive. It's a highly collaborative atmosphere. So I think that's what makes me enjoy my job the most. But I
Hmm.
do like getting to know the people at all the different communities on a deeper level, being able to help them out.
And putting a name with a face and more than just the email or a phone, conversation always definitely makes that connection stronger, I feel,
Yeah.
at any company.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's great for you that you found at such a young point in your career, you found a great company with the right fit of culture, the right fit of everything for you that, makes you want to stay there and grow with them.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
So you have been in the industry for only 6 years, which is
Mhm.
still a very long time, I think. I mean, it's still a good portion of your career within the multifamily. What advice would you give to someone who was wanting to get started in multifamily?
I would say don't wait. So,
Okay.
you know, no child in their wildest dreams ever wants to become a part of property management when they grow up. So a lot of people are hesitant to go into property management just because they're uninformed, excuse me, about what that entails, about the diverse opportunities within multifamily.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people are kind of, hesitant, nervous. It's something new. It's a big change. So a lot of people tend to wait. And I would just say, don't. We're only on earth for a certain amount of time. And you could potentially fall in love with a career, and yeah, just don't miss out.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people say that they fell into it.
Mhm.
However, the industry is doing more proactively to recruit people in college and, even high school.
Yep.
Different associations I know across the United States are definitely being more proactive and educating people about the industry and what job opportunities there are so that they can plan for it and not be just, by accident or, fell into type of career, because it is definitely one that once you get in and you find your groove, you don't ever get out. So,
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I know a ton of people. My best friend, for example, she has a degree in biology
hmm.
and she's a community manager with Cardinal.
Hmm.
Absolutely loves it, wants to spend the rest of her career that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely think people need to kind of take away what their degree says and go after what fits them.
Yes, makes them happy for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, then let me ask you the one standing question of this podcast, and that would be, what would you tell your younger self?
First, to bet on the Giants to win the 2007 Super Bowl against the Patriots. Um,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Okay.
totally kidding. But honestly, the ride is worth it. So, as you know, with multifamily, there are a few parts that are a little more stressful than others, and it may not seem like it's all worth it. So, whenever I say the ride is worth it, I do mean both the past 6 years where I started in the industry and where I am now, and also, personal life. So, there's a lot of stuff that happened in my personal life that I would not be here without.
Mm-hmm.
That having it happen. So really, I think it's just a matter of patience, endurance, not being the victim, and just constantly pushing toward that goal of growth.
And knowing that the ride is worth it. Keep reminding
Yes,
yourself. just,
absolutely.
just be patient and go along for the ride, because it will be worth it. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. No
We
matter how difficult it gets, it's crazy.
Yes, definitely. The next day will be a new day, and it won't be the same, and it'll probably be better than the day before. So
Absolutely.
that's great. Great advice. Well, congratulations. How can listeners get a hold of you if they're interested in knowing more about your story and or the Cardinal Group?
Oh gosh. So Cardinal Group, thankfully we have a fantastic website.
Okay.
It's cardinalgroup.com/beers. And we are literally always hiring. We are looking for people who want a change, who want kind of a breath of fresh air. If somebody's been stuck in the multifamily industry, kind of hating their job, honestly, a company change can do wonders for that. So even if you're not in the industry, we always have people come in, from all different walks of life. It's a very diverse and accepting culture. So definitely the website. But if anybody wants to chat, take a look at my story that is posted on LinkedIn, you can definitely find me on LinkedIn. Be more than happy to open a discussion anytime.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing. You're amazing, and that is
Oh,
an awesome story, and I appreciate you so much for sharing that with me. Um,
absolutely.
That was awesome. So thank you again. And remember, to all the listeners, if you are interested in learning more about the Cardinal Group or Kristin, reach out to her on LinkedIn as well. You can also hit the subscribe button on whichever channel you're listening to this podcast on today, whether it be YouTube, iTunes, Anchor, or you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And until next week, stay positive and keep growing. Thank you again, Kristin.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.